Yo, what the fuck is up? You bitch ass niggas. You bitch ass bitches. You real niggas and you real ass bitches, man. It's cracking the 80s.
Yes, sir.
It's them motherfucking boys is back. I know y'all might be not used to the voice you hearing right now at the intro. It's your boy too. I'm here with my man Drugs. And our boy Marz, who normally intros these things. I'm pretty sure y'all heard last week. He came in kind of hot. Last week. Cause we spoke on it at the beginning of the last week's pod. He got into it with our producer Craig. Him and Craig got into it, and once again this week we came to record. We showed up. Everybody's here on time. Nobody was tardy, and whatever happened last week spilled over into this week, and that nigga Marz decided he had to leave.
Yeah, man. When HR,
he said, "Fuck it."
Yeah, when this is the when HR is late with your check, you gotta up the knocks on them. The podcast.
Nigga. If my manager insults me again, I will be assaulting him. The podcast.
Yes, sir.
After I fuck the manager up, then I go and catch the register up. This nigga Kanye said he was gonna beat his manager ass after insulting him, then rob the joint.
Nah, yo, did we really let this man get away with that though?
and then fast forward 20 years later and became like fucking partners with that same company, nigga.
No fucking way, bro.
That's what you call legendary shit right there, bro. I would wish that a job that let me go in the past, and there are a couple, if in my future I could go back and be their bosses and run shit. And also be in charge of why this company is not going to go bankrupt anymore. Like that's some ill shit. You gotta be an ill nigga to do some shit like that.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah. So Marz is out this week. Hopefully he'll be back next week.
My boy be back, man. He he definitely slapped the shit out of Craig for sure. We're not supposed to say that on air, but
I didn't even want to get to that part. But it's the cat. Yeah, the cat's out the bag now.
yeah. He got his shit off. He got his shit off on him.
Nigga pulled up, popped on the producer, and did. Boy, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's right up there. That's up there with what Kanye did. Honestly, like,
yeah.
Popped on a nigga at work, dipped, and said I'll be back next week. That's some gangster shit. But shout out to Craig. Shout out to Marz. You know what I mean? We can't do this shit without either one of y'all boys. So I hope y'all patch that up. I hope it actually works out. You know what I mean? Cause for the fans, for us, you know what I mean, we want to see y'all patch that up. You know what I mean? We want to see y'all get on better terms.
Yeah, fans deserve better than that, man.
You know what I'm saying? We started some shit up here and people was fucking with it, so we owe it to them to keep our infighting away from, affecting what they come here for. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But while y'all at it, you know what I mean? Just make sure y'all go ahead right now, subscribe to the YouTube, subscribe to the Instagram, the Twitters, everywhere on our socials. Cracking the 80s on Instagram. Oh, well, actually, on YouTube, it's Cracking the 80s. Instagram, Cracking the 80s pod. Same thing for Twitter, Cracking the 80s. So go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and also turn your notifications on. So you know what I mean? Anytime we drop this pod and the clips, you get you one of the first ones. You know what I mean? You right there. But what you wanted to start with this week, bro? There's a lot of shit going on in the world, a lot of shit going on in the media, in social media, and in real life. So what you wanted to start with, bro? It's so much shit we could get into. Actually, we could start with a quick sports. You know what I mean? Quick sports update. It's actually going on right now. NBA playoffs.
Yeah. Actually, the play-in tournament. Getting to the nitty-gritty right now. my Nets is you know what I mean? We doing big things, you know what I'm saying? About to run through this whole Eastern Conference. And hopefully get that chip, KD to GOAT. You know what I mean? But that's another story. We ain't gonna get into that.
So you got Brooklyn to take it all?
Oh yeah, of course. It's always it's been the Nets since I've been breathing, man. It's the only thing I've known.
I mean, even more fitting that they in Brooklyn now. I know that was probably something big for you. I mean,
oh yeah, definitely.
Favorite team coming to your hometown. That's big.
Yeah, you know I had to flex on the homies when that happened.
Yeah, that was real. And I mean, being from New York and shit, and the reason for them even coming to the town was because of fucking Jay-Z, Sean Carter. Like, nigga, that's. I feel like if you from Brooklyn, that's a win on many levels.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
Like facts. So
Within
yeah,
the
we got
city
word.
culture,
Crazy. Another story. Actually, talking about that, my pops actually helped build the Barclays, and I just remember my pops. And I mean, he was in construction before he retired and shit. Before he decided to retire and fucking smoke bud and do what the fuck he want to do all day for the rest of his life. He was a part of the team that got contracted to help build the fucking Barclays. That's crazy.
really fucking insane, man.
Oh, what? Like, it's crazy. Like, I remember, and this was like the Barclays is not that old, so I was of age, and like I remember this shit. It wasn't that long ago, but I remember when he he works construction. I'm not familiar. I'm not sure if any of y'all are familiar with how construction jobs are out there, but pretty much in New York, and I'm pretty sure around the country is like this too. But when you work construction, you're pretty much a part of a union, right? So how that works is your union rep or whoever's in charge gets a contract from the city based on whatever new facility or new development they have, and your union is now the set of guys that's working this specific job. So his union, I forget the actual union it was called. I think it's Local 79 or one of them locals. And especially if you're in New York, you've seen the construction niggas with the local whatever on their helmets or they jerseys and shit. So, right. But word, they got the contract to work on the Barclays, and I remember him coming home like, yo, I'm about to build the Barclays. I'm like, what? And literally, like, every day I remember him going to work, coming back, telling me different stories about, oh yeah, the Barclays this. Today we got to sit on the seats to see how it will look on the court from any seat. I'm like, oh, that's kind of live. So, I mean, shout out. I don't even know how we got on that little tangent, but shout out to the Barclays, shout out to Brooklyn, shout out to the Nets, shout out to NY, shout out to everybody out there too.
Facts, but we gotta kind of, I guess, from there we gotta jump into what's going on. The situation that happened in the subway.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just go ahead and start with it. I mean, since we on New York and we on New York news, pretty sure by now y'all have seen the wild shit that went down in subway at the Sunset Park train station in New York City.
Yeesh.
Crazy motherfucking situation. Actually, let me pull that up as we're actually discussing it so I can make sure I get the actual factuals. But by now, if you hadn't heard, there was a mass shooting incident in a public train station in New York City. Multiple people were injured, shot after. His name is out there, and I'm not even sure if I want to give him any credit, not credit, or even put his name out there like that. It's like, because it's like, fuck, you know what, actually, let's give him that infamy, because he did this shit, like, you know what I mean? You're going to go down in history as a dickhead. So, Frank James, 62, was arrested without incident by patrol officers in Manhattan's East Village neighborhood on Wednesday afternoon. So, Tuesday, backtracking, the Tuesday before, Frank James, this weirdo motherfucker, decided to board the New York City subway, crowded train during rush hour, and unload on unsuspecting fucking commuters. That alone is fucking crazy, bro.
So fucking devastating, bro.
That shit is wild. Like, so according to this article here, as I continue to read, apparently he himself called in the tip and told authorities that he was in McDonald's. He was like, "Yo, I'm here at McDonald's. I'm chilling. I think I'm the nigga y'all looking for. I'm here. I might be here for the next 20. If y'all want to pull up, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be here." Gave himself up. Like, did some wild shit on a Tuesday. And on by Wednesday, he was giving himself up. And anytime shit like, we can open this up. Anytime this, because we live in America, man. Mass shootings, terrorism, domestic terrorism. We have just come to accept that this is the type of shit that happens in this country. A lot of homegrown domestic terrorism for no apparent reason or whatever reason they give during their manifesto or whatever. Some bullshit. It's never any reason to justify that shit. But I mean, sometimes we get manifestos and sometimes we don't get any reasoning. But to open this up, like I said, it's rare that you see a mass shooter give themselves up right away, especially in situations where they don't just off themselves right away. Because typically, whether you want to get conspiratory or you want to get a conspiracy, that's typically what happens. They do some wild shit, they get away, and then they off themselves, leaving no form of justice to be had, no peace for the families that may have been involved in the tragedy to kind of, you know what I mean? There was never any resolution. So for him to give himself up the next day, for me, that's new. You don't really ever see that. And to take it there, this was a black dude. An older black dude for that. Like a 62-year-old black man.
What do we even... I don't even know how to feel about this.
I feel the same way if it was fucking Dylan Roof. Like, nigga, you a fucking weirdo. You operating on the outskirts of society already. So him being black, it does surprise me, but it doesn't surprise me in the sense of just being off mentally. Like, mental health is the bottom line in a lot of these fucking cases. Like, these niggas is off mentally, fam. Like, they don't care you black, white, purple, nigga. Like, you just off.
I mean,
go ahead, bro.
And you know, not to cut you off, and I don't want to, you know, delve in, you know, too deep to take away from, you know, the actual topic at hand. But bro, I think all of us as a society, as a people, as a being, we all mentally off, man. We all haven't, you know, like we all haven't gotten over that traumatic hump, you know, whether it's from childhood or, you know, whatever. There's something pivotal.
History.
Yep. And in all of our lives that, you know, sometimes physically we might have not even went through it ourselves, but our mom, you know what I'm saying, somebody that we're so dearly close to that we see every day, our mom is going through it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you're that connected to that person, you know, you feel those effects. So you're going through it as well. So, you know, I say all that to say this, you know, the world just needs therapy, man. The world needs to reach that, you know, level
of peace. The world needs therapy and needs to understand that they need therapy. This was I seen a clip. I posted it in the chat a while ago, but there was a clip. I forget the podcast that he was on, but shout out to them brothers. Michael Beasley, former NBA player, former top 3 pick in the NBA, was on this podcast, basically giving it up, saying how everybody in the society operates as if they know they got it all fucking figured out. They understand what they're going through. But when you look and just appear and observe what's going on with them, you can see everybody is going through some shit. Like, but operating and pretending as if they got it all figured out and shit is cool. I mean, so I mean, Michael Beasley. Anybody that unfamiliar with him, he's a retired former basketball. I'm not even sure if he's retired, but he's a former basketball player, former top 3 pick for the Miami Heat. That throughout his career, he was a great player, but he just always suffered with a lot of off the court issues, a lot of mental health issues that never really allowed him to be as successful as he possibly could have. And he came on this podcast basically giving it up, saying like, yo, my whole career I was asking niggas for help. Like, I was crying for help, but nobody wanted to help me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was asking for help. Niggas was just telling me, suck it up, get over it. You good, nigga, shut the fuck up. You always bitching, you rich. And his career just didn't pan out the best way, probably due to highly due to he just couldn't get the right help he needed mentally. At that point, it's like, fuck basketball. Like, I don't give a fuck about all. Nigga, I need to get right.
Right. And sometimes, man, all we need is somebody to help us steer the wheel, bro. We got the yacht already. I got this yacht already. Yeah, I got this big ship. Like, you know what I'm saying? Of course, I could afford it. I got it. I still need guidance, though. I didn't read the manual. They ain't give me the manual to this shit, nigga. I just
niggas never read the manual. Let's keep it a buck. You get any new item, you see the manual, you throw that shit to the side, and you start tinkering with how to get the shit fixed yourself.
That's a fact.
That's crazy. You know niggas don't read no manual. But yeah, nah, bro, I agree. I definitely fucking agree. For sure. So I mean, prayers to put a button on this. Prayers to everybody that was involved in that situation. Like, I'm thankful and glad that nobody got killed. And
right,
not to go any further than this. That being a fact too, I'm gonna keep it a buck, and I'm gonna end here. I don't want to sound insensitive, and I'm really grateful that happened, and nobody was. It was no fatal injuries. Nobody died, but that alone is kind of surprising to me. Like, and like I said again, not being insensitive, you would think in that situation that occurred, it would be a lot more devastating, and that's why I'm gonna end it right there. Because it's an overall fucking wild ass situation. That shit it really made New York had to hold a mirror up to themselves. Like, yo, because once I'm not gonna front boat. We grew up in the city. We would be out all the time. There's always moments where in your mind you think, yo, some wild shit could go down right now, and like, what the fuck can we do? Like, the wildest shit could happen. So I say that to say, like, just be safe out there, people, man. Just why I mean, keep your head on the swivel. Just be aware, be wary of your surroundings. Just have good awareness. It doesn't take much. Yeah, we can't prevent a lot of shit, but as long as you know what I mean, you're not just out here in the world, not living without repercussion or like thinking shit can't happen. Just be mindful that there is real shit going on out here in the world. But what I was saying is this shit really got New York looking like Gotham City now, bro. From 2020 to now, how the city has changed. Shit is really kind of different now.
bruh.
Like, my man was really in the subway as if he was a fucking Batman goon, like a fucking street villain.
Bro, he definitely thought he was the Penguin.
Son thought he was the Penguin, Bane, one of them niggas. Like, my nigga had the smoke bombs.
Yo, bro, what bombs? Bro, where the fuck did you get a smoke bomb, bro?
The nigga had smoke bombs and then let them shits off in a predominantly Asian neighborhood train station. That is just, you can't write that, boy. That's just fucking crazy right there. Like,
at 62 years old, bro.
First at 62 and unhealthy. You seen how fat and sloppy that nigga look?
Bro, and that's what makes me think this old black sloppy motherfucker had some type of plug to get smoke grenades.
You want to go there? We could go there. I mean, nigga, have you seen a picture
Somebody
of this nigga?
threw this man smoke grenades and told him to take his ass down to the subway and go off, man.
In the Asian part of town. I mean, it's like I said, I don't want to be insensitive, but there's a lot about this case that is just it's odd, it's strange, and I mean, as of now, there's videos that came out of this gentleman prior to this incident, videos as early as the day before, where he was on YouTube spewing a lot of like hateful rhetoric and a lot of like violent rhetoric. So basically, there's if anyone was keeping track of this motherfucker, the writing was on the wall. Like he seemed like someone that would commit an act like this. So it just opens up the case of like if somebody was to discover this shit, I'm pretty sure people saw it. It had motherfuckers that's weird out there that was agreeing with him, and it had people that saw it that might probably like knew him just through like mutually that was like, yo, like this is kind of wild. I don't know him, but is he really like this? Somebody should do something. Where do you go from there? Like, what can you do in that situation? Because you try to get authorities involved, they're gonna tell you like until something happens, we can't do anything. Until a crime is committed, we can't do it. We can't minority report niggas, you know what I mean? Like we can't arrest you for a crime that you're thinking about committing. However, when that crime is committed, it's like a lot of violence and a lot of shit. It's just weird. Like shit could be prevented, but it's like, can it be prevented? Fucking, it's tough. It's a tough ass position to be in.
Yeah, and let's talk about it. New York City, and we talk about this every time something tragic happens or traumatic happens. Like we say the internet, or we say us as a people in today's climate is desensitized. But me personally, I feel like, and not to make it regional, but New York City, that city alone, the people out there, the people who come from there, the people who you know, that's, you know what I'm saying? Bro, we're so desensitized, like, by
We're fucked up. Literally.
Yeah, bro.
Bro,
In the
it's
video,
yeah, go ahead. I think you're going to speak on it.
If you click any video of the aftermath of the incident that happened in the subway, right? And if you know, you know.
I already know where you're going.
If you pay attention, if you're as observant as a person as I am, you know, you might glance a little bit in the background, you know, take a look at but obviously there's people who are hurt, there's smoke going on, there's a lot of commotion. But you're gonna take a glance at the
analyze
bystanders.
the video. Word.
Yeah. You're gonna take a look at the innocent bystanders. You know, there's people who were on the trains that, you know, the conductors were telling to stay, get back on the trains and stuff like that. But if you take a quick glance, you'll see people standing on the train while this smoke grenade is literally still in the air and there's people bleeding on the floor. You'll see
people standing there
casually standing there on their phones, texting, probably changing music, reading a book, recording, talking on the phone, as if
niggas sending out tweets.
Yep, as if it's a regular Monday and they're coming home from work or from school, and there's some sort of brief stop in the trains, because that happens
you know
every
what?
now and again.
You know what that shit looked like? It looked like legit. The train just stopped in the middle of the tunnel, and the conductor came on like, "Oh, sorry for the delay. We have a sick passenger in the tunnel ahead. We're just going to work on getting that clear, and we'll be on our way in a couple of seconds." Niggas just went about their business. Meanwhile, it's niggas on the floor bleeding, mad smoke. Like, it's a tragic looking situation. So I feel you. Like, New York as a city, bro, like, and like I said, coming from there, we grew up there. We New Yorkers through and through. but it does add a layer of. I always say it's like convenient. We have a fake sense of growing up in New York because everybody's under the assumption that we all have this mutual agreement of I'm trying to get to where I'm going, you trying to get to where you're going. Let's not fuck with each other while we in this moment right here. It's kind of like being on an airplane, bro. I don't know if you get that sense like where I'm going, but you ever see a situation that escalates on the train, but for some reason it doesn't really spill out until it gets maybe outside the doors, up on the platform, outside the actual train. So like, niggas don't really get into it on the train like that.
No.
I don't know if it's because, like I said, it's this fake sense of false security or a mutual agreement of, hey, we're not gonna fuck this shit up. Like, how you feel about that?
I think it's one of those things in New York City. It's just being from New York City or being, it's like one of those unspoken things for us.
Yeah.
It's just nonverbal. It's like what's understood don't even have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just we understand. Like, it's like.
Literally, if you know, you know. But the wild part about it is you're not taught it. You just literally, I think in New York, you can grow up just observing shit and kind of like make it out all right, as opposed to having like someone there to guide you. Of course, you need that, but there's enough examples and enough going on in the city where you could just observe shit and kind of make it out all right.
Definitely.
Or maybe that's just my New York bias, because I just heard what I said and I'm like, nah, I don't know how I feel about that anymore. I mean, the shit sounded good when it was in my head, and I spoke it into existence, and I'm like, I kind of sound like some bullshit, but I'm rolling with it because I'm from New York, nigga. Fuck it.
Right.
Fuck that. For word. I mean, it's some more happier news. Like I said, prayers to everybody that was involved. Glad they caught that nigga. Maybe that nigga could, now he going to jail, he could work out and lose that motherfucking gut, nigga. You sloppy bastard.
Yo, bro, bro.
Go ahead. I can hear that this I can hear that this is something that's weighing on you, my brother. Go ahead and let it out.
Yo, bro, it's just, don't get me wrong. I always want justice. I always want, of course, obviously.
Of course.
Bro, there's something that needs to be. I hate guys who come out and do these type of situations and these things and literally walk out, broad daylight with their hands up, like, yeah, I did it, nigga. Come get me, pussy. Like, you feel me? Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Something about that irks me, bro.
It's like it's crazy because it's two. You can look at it two ways. One, if you want to take it to the race shit, when you see white dudes do it, it takes me there to where I'm like, oh yeah, nigga couldn't get away with that. But then on the other note of just a fucking psycho, it still typically ends out that same way. They end up with their hands up, like, all right, yeah, come get me, and then they just go through a fucking court case and they end up in jail. Like, you don't feel like the justice is as valuable as the incident that went down. It's like it don't equal. There's no equality there. It's like the justice isn't as, it doesn't hold as much value as the fucking life that might have been lost, trauma that was caused to everybody involved. Like, it seems like the weight is overweighted. Not weighted. It's weighted on one side and is not on the side of justice. That's that shit. Yeah, I do feel you. Like, another incident, New York situation. Dude, mentally challenged dude, pushed the lady onto the tracks. He got sent to jail, but that nigga got let back out. So it always comes down to with these like people that end up getting out of some shit because they use like the mental health excuse, or their lawyer does it, or they just get off of that. Like they end up back on the streets. So it's like it's definitely something that needs to be done. I don't know what it is. I know they have like places for these guys to get help, but they also have been closing a lot of those facilities down, and that's where that shit get deep. Because I mean, it's funding allocated for that shit that they take away and put toward other shit that really isn't needed, and it's like it's a cycle of just nastiness, man. It'll really bring you down if you look at how deep this shit gets. Like I said, man, we could on some lighthearted, and maybe this isn't even as lighthearted as I'm about to make it, but another shooting incident happened this week. This time with a younger individual, a baby, if you will, the baby. The baby shot a nigga this week. Shot another nigga.
I like how you did that. So
you like that, huh?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm alright at this shit. I'm getting
you natural.
better.
You natural.
But you know what I mean? The baby. So for those that don't know, niggas keep trying the baby and losing. This is one nigga that publicly has a win record that is unmatched. Because a lot of these rap niggas and rap in general, hip hop, is always a sense of if you're not from that city or you don't know these niggas, we just going off of, oh, we heard that these niggas get down like that. Don't fuck with them. The baby is one nigga that we can all collectively agree. We've seen and heard enough from this nigga to know not to fuck with him. But for some reason, people still do. So, I mean, over this last week, somebody broke into the baby's property, climbed over his fence, attempted to get into his home. And here comes the baby outside. Bow! Shot the nigga in the leg. Bow! Bow! Shoots the nigga. Proceeds to call the police and lets them know. And the audio, I could actually maybe put the audio in here.
Hello, County 911. What's the address of...
He shot him in his leg. Y'all hurry up and get here. Get him together.
Sorry, what?
The guy trespassing on my property. Hurry up and get here.
Sorry, what did you do?
I shot him in his leg.
Okay. And why did you do that?
He's trespassing on my property, calling me by my name. I don't know what he's here for, what he's here to take, what he's here to do, but he shot his leg. He's neutralized until you guys get here.
Sir, are you with him now?
He's right here in front of me.
Okay. Is he awake?
Well, on the football field on my property.
Sorry, is he awake?
Yes. Do you hear him?
Is he breathing?
Yes, he's shot.
He proceeds to call the police and lets them know, hey, y'all come get this nigga, man. Some nigga tried to enter my property. What did he say? I forget the word that he used. But basically he said, yo, I stopped this nigga in his tracks and y'all need to come get him.
Hell, man, this nigga is really low key like the rap game's Kurt Angle. Because this nigga is funny, bro. Like
this nigga really, I feel bad for his PR team. Like that's outside of everything that he did, his PR team has to be going through it, bro. Because it's like everything he does, you have to put a spin on it that's in his favor. When clearly it ain't in his favor all the time. Like, but I mean, in this incident, he was in the right. Like, you can't be coming up on niggas' property, fam. Like, fuck you. But I also did hear some news that this particular, because it was an older gentleman, like in his 50s or some shit, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have the story in front of me right now. Scream Man, can you pull that up for us? But it was an older dude, and apparently, like, he wanders off into people's property often. Like, he's known for doing this, allegedly. Like I said, I heard and did see an article about this, but I don't have it in my possession right now to actually quote it. But how do you feel about that? Like, knowing if this is a nigga that does wander around into people's yard, maybe he might be harmless. Back to the mental illness shit. He might be mentally ill. He's dealing with some shit. Doesn't give him the right to come on my property still, but if this is a known thing in the neighborhood, because you gotta think, the baby is living in a gated community, so for people to even be there, they had to have bypassed security or have belonged there. You know what I mean? But
Right.
he, I mean, and his shooting him some bail, but shooting him some bail. Maybe he doesn't fuck with niggas in his neighborhood. Maybe he's like, yo, I'm the rap nigga that's always in trouble. I don't know. Niggas might really be on trying to out to get me. He don't, and mind you, he may not be around. He's always on the road. He don't know this nigga. He doesn't know Chad from the neighborhood that fucking like he has these hijinks where he breaks into people's yards and they carry him away on some Scooby Doo shit. And I would like they let him go type shit just because they're familiar with Chad. But then he comes to the baby's property and the baby don't fuck with Chad. He don't know this nigga. He let him feel some lead. I can't feel too bad. Like, nigga, I don't know you. I'm already in some shit. Niggas is out to get me. I got to fight in the bowling alley. Nigga, you gonna catch this hot one and I'm gonna call the police and we figure it out at that point.
Yep. I mean,
go ahead.
I don't know, who it is that he shot. I didn't necessarily see, but I think I read a tweet or something about it, but I didn't really know too much about it. But I forget what I was getting at, but I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. It's a funny situation.
So the actual something that I did just pull up right now, which is fucking hilarious. The baby post. So after the incident went down, of course, it was reported by all the blogs and everybody reporting it that there was a shooting that went down on the baby's property. Because that was the first thing that was reported. Shooting went down on his property. It wasn't known if he was involved, if he was shot. It was just, shooting at the baby's property. And more news came out that somebody got shot. It wasn't him. And then ultimately it came out that the baby was the shooter. So, niggas was speculating like, oh, damn, the baby popped another nigga. He killed another nigga. Well, I was getting to the funny part about this is the baby yesterday posted a clip from Paid in Full where Rico was talking about when he comes to visit Ace after he got popped. And he's like, yo, niggas get shot every day, B. The nigga posted that clip with the caption, but I can't make this up. Nigga put, chose not to take a nigga life the other day. And it felt great. Thumbs up emoji. But he ain't deserved to go. I step righteously. I mean, heal up and live, my boy. Just don't bring your ass back. Explosive emoji. It's a wild nigga, bro. To start a sentence with chose not to take a nigga life the other day, that's kind of you're going through some shit in your life to say that and mean it on a public platform on Instagram, my nigga.
Yo, man, I honestly, man,
this nigga is like the Joker, boy. Like, what the fuck? Like,
yo, shout out to the baby, man. Like,
that
man undefeated, bro. That man undefeated. Leave that man alone, man.
That nigga is Brock Lesnar. That nigga literally is winning in rap and in the streets and in the courtroom, nigga. Like,
y'all better hope he don't make no Bane type mask, cause he'll pull that shit off for sure. From the baby to the Bane. Oh man, that's a crazy transition.
Don't let Memphis bringing it back to basketball. Don't let my nigga Desmond Bane. Don't let Memphis win nothing, nigga. And Desmond Bane could get his shit off.
Oh my god,
the baby got a whole roll. Nigga, we just gave him a whole rollout just now. Whole rollout. But speaking on the dumb, you can say it on the baby too. I don't know if you seen that video of that nigga getting curved by one of his fans.
Oh yeah, I seen that. I seen random. I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't know.
So he like to have fun with his fans. You know what I mean? Like with his female fans, I should say.
Oh, okay.
Let me make that distinction very clear. You know how he get down. Shout out to the baby. I don't mean no disrespect, my nigga. You the man. But you know how that nigga get down. So I'm gonna make this very clear. He's talking about his female fans. So it was a video that came out. Cause before he had videos like he had like big girls holding him up like a baby and shit, feeding into the persona, but fucking with his fans. So video came out, resurfaced. Not resurfaced, surfaced recently of DaBaby in the midst of like a group of his fans and some women there. And this nigga looks fucking lusty and fucking off the goose, off the juice. That nigga is loose, nigga. That nigga look like he feeling good. So he goes in to hug Shorty, but he lock eyes with her. And I guess for some reason, you know that moment when you lock eyes with a chick, you might have a little drink in you. And you going for that kiss. That nigga tried to go on for the kiss. And she curved that nigga, turned her face. And made him kiss her cheek and shit. And he just had to look up like, oh damn, word.
He was about to go straight HBO at night.
That nigga was going HBO after dark?
Yeah.
That shit funny. That nigga dead ass look hurt because he didn't get the kiss. He was like, oh word, damn, fuck. Shout out to DaBaby though, man. That's funny.
Did we see who the girl was that turned down the kiss? She might be famous.
Because I think it was it looked like it was at like a show or some shit. But I didn't see her face. It was from behind. Like the video was from behind her, and she turned her face, but you still couldn't tell. She just looked like a fan.
She's definitely somewhere on Twitter jacking that she's. You know, yeah. I wasn't trying to kiss that nigga. Yeah, fuck out of here.
And definitely, she got a pinned tweet at the top that says, I ain't got nothing to sell, but I'm going to post these Instagram so you can follow me here. I ain't got nothing to promote, but you know how that shit go when niggas get a little viral sensation. Nothing want to start promoting nothing.
Yeah, nothing to promote, but promote it.
They literally be like, yo, I ain't got nothing to promote, but I'm going to promote it.
That's the whole promotion line.
Say, whoa, what are you promoting, nigga? Fucking goofy. Oh man, that's funny. That's the world we live in now, bro. Niggas will try to take a second of fame, boy, like, and spin it into something that could last for them. That's the culture we live in. That's America for you, bro. Like, niggas like to sue out here because it's an easy way to get bread and all, as you should. Like, if I could get a couple M's off of not having to work, why the fuck not? America taught me to work less and get more bread. So if I could find an easier way to do it, but that's all that shit is. Niggas get the little minute of fame. They're like, yo, I could use this shit. I'm about to be rich. So can you blame them? I don't know.
Nah, maybe not.
I can't blame them. But I wish my nigga Marz was here. I wish he didn't get into it with Craig earlier because I wanted to ask him how he specifically felt about about this next topic, being that he stays in PA, he stays in Pennsylvania, and it's, I don't know if y'all seen or if you seen my drugs. This, as well as New York is being like, seems very unsafe. The Pennsylvania streets ain't been safe either, my nigga. There's a lot of Pennsylvania versus Pennsylvania beef going on via social media, like Pittsburgh versus Philly. I don't know if y'all seen Wiz versus Gilly the King, formerly known as Gilly the Kid. $1 million worth of game. Shout out to they pod. We gonna be on there soon. We got to get up with Gilly. But I don't know if y'all seen. They had a little back and forth. you seen that shit?
Yeah, I seen a little. I didn't really get to catch the whole engagement, but yeah, I seen it.
I just wanted to make sure my nigga Marz is safe out there, and it's getting real hectic in the streets. So for y'all that don't know, Wiz Khalifa, famous rapper, you know who Wiz is. He's into the MMA mixed martial arts thing right now. So he posts a lot of content with him training in the gym, getting it in. Leg kicks, leg strikes. He be getting it in. Like, bro, it's crazy to see that transformation of Wiz. That right there is wild. Like, he's a whole MMA fighter. So
very inspirational.
inspirational. Like from the skinny nigga he used to be, that nigga is ripped right now, bro. He's like a whole fucking. He looked like Saget from fucking Street Fighter.
Oh yeah, yep.
Nigga is Saget. Tiger. What did that nigga be saying? Tiger uppercut. That nigga Wiz was gonna hit Gilly with a tiger uppercut if he kept fucking around. But so basically, Wiz posts his content. I mean, and Gilly, like jokingly, Gilly's a funny nigga. He posted a video saying, "Man, Wiz, I had to unfollow you, bro. Like, I can't be getting on Instagram and seeing you in your drawers, my nigga. Like, what's up? It's enough is enough." I mean, he was making light of it. It was lighthearted, but like we always say on this pod and in life, you can't anticipate or say anything about how someone interprets what you do. Don't matter if your intentions are good or bad. And Wiz was not feeling that shit, bro. He must have had a bad day. He must have felt bullied. He must have went back to a moment in his childhood where he got bullied, because Wiz was like, yo, fuck it, nigga. I ain't feeling that shit. And allegedly, according to Gilly, Wiz got Gilly's page taken down, and Gilly had to start a whole new Instagram page where, I'm not gonna front, within the first day, he was at like 200K, nigga. Like, it's a lot of fucking followers in a day. But so that happened, and then a day later, you know what I mean? So after that, Gilly kept poking fun at Wiz for getting his page taken down allegedly, saying he's a sucker, he's a clown, but still in light. Still in light. It ain't nothing serious. Then Wiz puts a tweet out saying, let me see if I can actually pull the tweet up right now. Because Wiz definitely, and this is funny overall, because you don't really see Wiz go at it with niggas, or like even go back and forth with niggas. You know what I mean? Like, but anyway, Wiz tweeted, he goes, "I didn't get that child's Instagram deleted. I even offered to help him get it back, and he declined. See ya," with the peace fingers emoji. And this was 10 a.m. in the morning.
Oh man.
So I mean, he sent that tweet out on the wake up. You know what I mean? So I thought it was interesting, because that right there, and people could say, yo, Wiz took it too serious at the beginning. Whatever you feel about that is whatever, because he felt the way he did some shit. But now I didn't get that child's Instagram deleted. That's where I kind of thought it got a little spicy right there. Like, nigga said child? Like, that right there was kind of like, all right, nigga, we was playing, but nah, what the fuck you mean by that? Like, did you always feel this way about me, my nigga?
Right.
So, I just wanted to make sure, especially that my nigga Marz, he's probably on the way back to PA right now, since this nigga got into it with Craig and he just dipped. But,
and then he's talking about, not to go back to that, but you talking about calling the man a child. Oh boy, that man is I guess be older than you. Well, that's a big homie, bro. Gilly is a big homie out there, bro. Like,
I'm about to say,
homie out here, period. Like,
yeah, we could take it there. Like, that nigga's an OG. Like, legit.
Don't try to now. I'm sure Gilly isn't gonna of
course not,
because he's really from, and he's really he's really that. So,
and what doesn't have to be said is
exactly
understood.
Exactly. But the fact that I felt like, I kind of now you calling him a child. What you trying to do? Like, what you trying to make him look away? Like, you trying to do something to his image? Like, what you trying to do for your fans? Like, I just don't. I get like trying to come off like you unbothered, or you don't want to assess the situation a certain way. That's fine. Mm-hmm. But when you do things like that now, you know what that's doing. If you from, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what that's doing, bro. And if I'm standing face to face with you, you're not going to call a grown ass man, especially Gilly, not calling him a child, bro.
And even Wiz being from Pennsylvania, one is from Philly, one is from Pittsburgh, but shits ain't that far apart. And if you know, Wiz is a hip hop nigga, so he came up off the internet, so he know about Gilly. Not saying that Gilly was known for whatever he did or what he didn't do from the internet, but just a nigga that's what's the word I'm looking for? A nigga that is that knows, somebody that's in the culture like Wiz should know that. So I'm like, the word choice of using child, like you said, that was interesting to me. That's why I felt, and like I said, that tweet has been deleted, I think, as of now. But it was interesting to be like, all right, damn, it seemed like a joke. Yeah, you felt the way at the beginning. You ain't like niggas picking on you or whatever. Gilly was still keeping it lighthearted and joking. Still, for you to do that is kind of like, all right, maybe it is something here. Like that. Obviously, Gilly didn't know because if it was some shit underlying, he wouldn't have did that.
Right.
But
and you did that. You doing that to Gilly though? Like,
yeah,
you thought you could do that to Gilly?
Nah, word. And you know what it might be, bro? It might just be. Okay, let me choose my words carefully here. Wiz just might feel like, although Gilly is an OG, he might look at it like, nigga, I'm more valid and got more money than you, nigga. You a little homie. I don't give a fuck what.
But now that's disrespect now. So now,
yeah, and that's
now
why I'm like, that's where it comes
now.
down to.
So now we got a whole different conversation when I see you though.
Nah, word. And you know they gonna see each other. Well, they might not, but they probably will. Like, Wiz is in LA.
I'm pretty sure whatever this situation is, as it's not a beef thing, but I'm pretty sure when Gilly see Wiz, it's not a pound situation. But you know,
conversation
here nor there. Hopefully, it doesn't come to anything. You know,
that definitely won't. It's just now it's just awkward from something that started as clearly a joke.
A joke.
And
now you coming off like you can't even take a joke, bro. Like now what type of
when you're known for that, like that was my whole thing that made it weird for me. Just if we to stay on the topic, like Wiz is known for like being a funny nigga. Like he's known for being lighthearted. So that's why it was odd for me for when he tweeted the shit, because he took it a step further. Like, because I think he had put out a video first, if I'm not mistaken. Then he tweeted. So it was like, oh, you're continuing this shit. Like, this, like, affected you.
Right.
I don't know. It was odd. But like I said, shouts out to them brothers. Both legends. Both very influential to the culture. And it ain't really nothing. But, I mean, like I said, yo, Marz, you be safe out there in the Pennsylvania streets, my brother. It's getting wild out there. Word, nigga. Make sure you don't get caught slipping, my nigga. Make sure you don't get caught slipping.
Yo,
what up?
Before we get where we going, I had a bro. All right, so I was randomly watching TV the other day, so I'm off on a tangent.
Word.
And I think we was like singing a song or something like that, you know, the jingle. And it was the Full House jingle. Everywhere you.
Oh, word. It's alright.
But
you in everywhere. Nigga,
right, classic.
Classic.
But at some point, right, I was singing this shit, and I kind of dipped into Steve's alright. Remember that shit? So you know, I'm paused for a second. I'm like, do songs sound similar? Actually, the voices sound pretty similar.
Oh shit! Okay.
Wait, you know, I went to Google this shit, man. The same guy who did the intro for Full House did the intro for Family Matters.
For Family Matters? Oh, this nigga's a legend. Hold on. So you got his name? That's live.
His name is Jesse Frederick.
Oh, shout out to Jesse. Oh, we got to get some applause in here. Shout out to fucking Jesse. What was his last name? Jesse what?
Jesse Frederick.
Jesse Frederick. Wow. Ooh,
Legend, man.
Legend. Because you got to think, like, those were both markets. He had the black show and the white show, boy. Like,
yes, sir.
And not that mattered, like, for people watching it, because I think it was crossed over. Both shows crossed over. But
definitely
for him, nigga, if that's me, that's bragging rights for me. I'm flexing on everybody that I know. Word, you know, I got the niggas fucking with me, and then I got us fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know if Jesse is white, but sound like a white dude.
Let's be real, bro. Those were the two biggest intro for a TV show, like, songs at the time. Like, those. I'm willing to bet that's probably top 3 biggest songs for TV shows ever. Like, history, you know what I'm saying? In history, that got to be something we can look up to find that.
I'm looking it up right now, and well, first I wanted to see what he looked like, but his Wikipedia don't have a picture of him. However, I'm looking at shit he worked on, bro. Even along with those two classics, I want to make sure that I get this right to not miscredit him. But it also says here that fuck, I just lost it. Oh, but he worked on Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
What?
Okay, word. He was let's say in 1992, Frederick and Salve. I'm not sure who Salve is. Let me see if I can find. Okay, so that was his co-writer, Bennett Salve. So that was like his partner he used to write shit with. But they were asked by the Full House creator to handle the scoring duties for Hanging with Mr. Cooper. So he worked on like the music for that shit. Wow.
What?
I mean, it's really out here, and with a whole Wikipedia page doing that with no picture.
Holy shit!
Shout out to Mr. Jesse. He's still alive too. He's 73.
Shout out to that man. He's somewhere on the, you know what I'm saying, the Cayman Islands.
Nah, word, that nigga is good. I hope he is. You know what I mean? Because nowadays it ain't even guaranteed that you did some dope shit in the past that you reaping the benefits of that shit now. Because you know how the entertainment industry is. But let's hope that Mr. Jesse is. Cause shout out to you. You made our childhoods fucking a lot better without even knowing it. Because that intro song, bro, that you niggas don't realize what jingles and intro music means. Like, hey, that's a whole other topic right there.
That shit raised a lot of us, bro. From Fresh Prince to man, the list don't ever stop.
Man. Not even just the shows, specifically the music. Because I'm thinking about, imagine you going through whatever you're going through at home, at school, whatever, and you in the other room maybe upset, and then you hear the TV in the living room come on, and you hear that music. Everywhere you look, you get hyped, you get happy. You like, oh yeah. For a couple minutes during the day, your shit is better at that time. You know what I mean? Like,
and plus, you know, a lot of times, you know, because in that era, a lot of times when you hear them, the intro or the song or whatever, a lot of times that meant that it was prime time, you know, of the day. So it was time for, you know, your favorite television, you know, your favorite TV shows, you know, to hit the scene, you know, around 6, 7, 8 o'clock, everything start coming on. So, you know, it brought back a lot of memories, you know. That
was live. That was our unsung heroes segment of the show.
Right.
Shout out to Jesse Frederick. That's live. Like, I honestly, I wouldn't mind doing that shit every pod, nigga. We just, and I like I said, it doesn't matter. But if this is a black dude, that would mean a lot more. But I haven't found a picture of Mr. Jesse, so as of now, it don't matter. But I'm gonna claim you as a black man right now, Mr. Jesse, if you listening, and I know you are. We fucking with you, bro. So every week, I don't know if we're gonna end up doing this, but that'll be cool. You know what I mean, shine some light on someone that did some dope ass shit in history for the culture, or maybe just something that is where we all could relate to. and we may not know who that person is. He shone some light on him. That was pretty cool. Like, that was a cool topic.
Yep.
Um,
If you never got your you know what I'm saying, your praises and
or
your
your
love,
flowers.
man, we gonna give it to you, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we do here at Crack in the 80s, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can't help but, like I said, I can't help but just think about what went down earlier between this nigga Craig and Marz, man. That shit was wild, boy. That shit was wild. And for us to have to pod right after that still, it's crazy. But, I mean, we here for the people. You know what I'm saying? Marz will be back here for the people. And then we could allow him to let y'all know his side of the story. Cause you know what I'm saying? I mean, we'll give him, you know what I mean? We'll give him that. Pretty sure a nigga ain't just pop on a nigga for no reason. You go upside a nigga head, it gotta be some reasoning behind that, right?
Yeah,
You don't
man.
just pop on a nigga.
Hey, man, we classy niggas, man. We don't step out of that.
Word. So I mean, next week we'll get into that for y'all. But let's see what else we got. What else you want to talk about, bro? I mean, we got a couple other topics here, but I think I might want to save them. You been watching any TV?
Oh,
I know. I just watched the new Atlanta like yesterday. I don't know if you've seen that.
I gotta. I've been missing. Since I haven't watched it since the second episode. So I gotta.
Okay, the first two that came out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you got a couple to catch up on. I think you got 2 more, 3 and 4.
Yeah, I freaking forgot, bro. Honestly, I've been kind of slacking. I actually came up on some show. I don't know if you heard of it. Seems pretty interesting. It's a show on Netflix. It's called Ultimatum.
Oh, nigga, let's talk about it. You watched it? I've been watching that shit. My shorty put me on.
Bro, I literally stumbled onto it. I only watched the first episode, but I kind of, I started to get tired, so I was like, fuck it, I come back to, finish it up, watch next episode of shit. But yeah, nah, bro, the first episode, very interesting, man.
See, that's the funny part. Like I said, my shorty put me on, and she put me on because like I don't know if you ever heard of the show Love Island, but it's one of these shows where it's like reality, love, couples based type shit, like game show. But it's one of them shows. So we used to watch that. So she told me about when Ultimatum came out. It's produced by Nick Lachey and his wife. They're responsible for that Love is Blind Netflix show that was kind of on the same messy shit. So she was selling me on that. So when I jumped in, she started it from the 3rd episode. So I didn't see the first 2. You know what I mean? So, but from what she told me, and when I jumped in at 3, you get the gist of the show. So, I mean, you wanna explain like kind of what the show is about so far from what you've seen in episode 1? Because like I said, I know, but I didn't see it, so I want to see what you think.
Let me see if I can explain.
Because I mean, I can help, but I want to see what you was thinking about that shit.
All right. So wait. So you want me to explain like
just basically what the show is about?
All right. So boom. Let me try to. Okay. So. All right. So. From what I remember. All right. So I believe. It was these. They're not married yet, but they're boyfriend girlfriend. These couples or whatever. They're one of the partners is basically I guess really trying to marry their opposite.
Yeah, they're trying to progress their relationship. They're thinking about marriage, but their partner is not into that shit. They're like,
they're like the game.
Word. It could be for a number of reasons. I don't want to put it on them just to say they don't want to, but at this current moment, they aren't ready to get married.
Right.
Thus, you get the name of the show, Ultimatum.
Yep. So, so the ultimatum. This is when the ultimatum comes in. So, I don't know if you guys know. We talk about this shit all the time too. It kind of remind me of Hall Pass.
Word. Classic fucking movie, man. Owen Wilson, the god. Owen Wilson. Who? Vince Vaughn was in that shit too, huh?
Yep.
Two fucking legends. Oh man, classic movie. But word. It is similar. It's word. Go ahead, keep going.
It's all in that light. So basically, here's where the ultimatum comes in. The partner who really wants to progress their relationship, she is basically
not to cut you off. You said she, and typically in this show is only women that bring in their partners there for the ultimatum, but it is one guy that does. There's one nigga there that is the one that gave his girl the ultimatum.
Yeah, so let me take away he, she. All right, so let me just say.
Oh no, I just wanted to clear that up. But nah, you keep going. You good.
All right, so basically, they want to progress their relationship. You know, they're trying to, solidify it, marriage, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. So they're giving the partner an ultimatum. They're giving them the opportunity to basically mingle and do whatever it is they need to do. Sow their royal oats. To basically
they're trying to see if they want to if with this ultimatum and with this opportunity to deal with someone else, if they'll ultimately be like, oh nah, I actually want to get married.
As if
which is fucking wild.
Historically.
Yo, we gonna get there.
Historically, brother.
We're gonna get there.
But anyway, that's when the ultimatum comes in. They give their partner the opportunity to mingle, get their shit off, if you will. And what is it, about a week span or so?
So they give them 3 weeks.
Oh, it's 3 weeks. Okay.
No. So I think I'm jumping ahead actually. So at the beginning they give them a week to mingle amongst each other.
Mm-hmm.
On the same premises, so you're there seeing everything go down. It's not like you're separated. You're just intermingling amongst each other.
Literally, imagine watching a person that you're literally begging and crying to marry and spend the rest of your life. You're watching them get this shit off with, you know what I'm saying?
Because you asked to be on this show too.
Right.
So you know what I mean, that's what's going on. You have to watch them mingle. And then so what happens after that? You have the option now. All of the couples come back together, and now you have the option to decide who it is you want to propose to.
You want to be with, right? So really, really, really cool. Honestly, I think it's very messy. Honestly, we all know it's messy. It's a messy show, but I feel like it's very, very fun and entertaining, specifically because of the climate of like now. How we operate now, what we find exciting now. You know how people. It kind of gives it another perspective on, like, the cliches of the I guess the traditional relationships, and kind of just I guess shows those people who are like one-sided, who only see things through one lens. It kind of gives them like a
peek on the other side to
kind
of
I feel there's a whole nother world. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not just because you were born, and maybe you've seen movies and TV shows, or maybe you saw commercials, or maybe even your parents. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you thought that was the way you were supposed to live, or the way you had to be, or
that was quote unquote what the word. That was tradition, literally. That's just what the tradition was set up to be based on history of how the shit went. But so I do feel you on it. That's a good point, a good take to be like, yo, this does show people how the current climate is operating with like social media and online dating and all that type of shit.
Yeah, bro.
Word.
You know, like when I watch stuff or when I read things or even when I listen to music, I always try to go beyond surface because I feel like the world lives on the surface. You know what I'm saying? The world is the surface. Like we don't dip into the spiritual world. The spiritual world is what's under the surface. You know what I'm saying?
The average person doesn't.
Yeah.
You know what it is too? Like, cause I got homies that, I mean, they'll say shit like, "Oh, yo, God is fake," and this whatever you believe is whatever you believe for whatever reason. But I always chalk it down to whatever people feel. It always comes down, and this is off the topic of the show, but just a tangent. This comes down to what you believe in, and I think the people that have that take are in a position where they don't believe in anything, which is kind of for me. I still haven't spoken to anyone. Maybe we can get somebody on the pod that's like an atheist or some shit to explain their side. But I never really understood how they operate in the world without believing in something higher than them. Whether you think it's God, whatever your belief of what that actually is, the belief of not having no beliefs, like just operating in this world with not understanding or caring to understand how it all started or how it began or whatever. I would be interested in hearing why they feel that way.
I definitely would. And I'm not gonna say, pretend like I can, begin to even know because, I'm not a religious person myself. I don't, religious is a complicated religion.
Ain't none of us. None of us. I'm pretty sure half the niggas listening to this shit right now. We just fuck with spirituality in our own way.
Exactly.
However you do. Like I said, like I ain't been to church in years, nigga. My mom go to church every Sunday. My pops go with her, but he ain't really religious. He's mad spiritual though.
Exactly.
Just however you choose. Like I said, it comes down to what you believe in. Like if you got a belief in any kind of higher power, you yourself have a relationship with that. You can't explain that to anybody else, but that belief is synonymous with anybody that just has a higher belief. So that's why I say I'm curious to hear from the people that don't have that at all.
I think, and not to drag this on a little bit, but I think for some people, I don't want to, put everybody on the same level, generalize, but I think, for some people, certain things in life, some people were literally, I think a lot of times it has to do with household. Obviously, it starts with household. A lot of times, how you were raised, whoever's raising you, it may rub off on you as a kid because, you're a kid. You don't really know anything. You're not born with these beliefs. You're not, what I'm saying?
You're learning.
Yeah, you're learning.
Like
you're soaking up. You're a fucking sponge. So, I say all that to say this. I think for some people, a lot of things in general is easy to kind of not to say ignore, but not fully assess or jump into or believe in, or because they weren't, you know what I'm saying? Those things weren't.
It wasn't a part of their lives. I feel you on that. Like it's just something that to me it might be like, oh, how can you believe or how could you not do this? And then to them, it's just like, yo, it was so not even on my radar through just how I was grew up in my childhood and how my family operated that I didn't even know that how you felt was a thing. Like you're me being blown away. Like what? You don't believe in anything? Right. That is as you know what I mean, it's the same for them. It's like, yo, you believe in something?
Yep.
That's a good topic, you know what I mean? And we gonna find because like I said, I got a homie. The homie Kels, that nigga, That nigga atheist. But I don't think he identifies as that.
Oh,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? I just think he just feel that way, but he don't ever really give explanations. I think he just might be, just a nigga that is just, it's because they got niggas that's atheists that really don't believe in nothing, or they got people that just like to make fun of niggas that have a belief. Just because, that's just what niggas do. But
Right.
anyway, back to taking this back to Ultimatum. It's a wild fucking show, bro. Like, overall, you do get to, and like I said, I don't know how far you said you only watched the first episode, but not without any spoilers, what ends up happening. So after those mingling, you decide who you want to propose to, you propose, and then
you married to them.
Quote unquote, for the show's sake, you marry to them, and then you have to go live with them for 3 weeks.
That's fucking insane,
bro. Literally, nigga, it's like your shorty. You come here with your shorty that already is having questions because you don't want to marry her at the moment. So now you gotta watch her go live with a whole other nigga that like her because he proposed to shorty. In front of his girl. Like, it's fucking, this whole shit is wild, boy. Like,
but the thing is, what makes it so wild? Because, like I said, like I'm
nasty.
Digging too deep. It's nasty, bro. All right, so first off, how do you even jump into that, right? Okay, so boom. I literally was just with the girl that I practically was about to marry or looking to marry, spend the rest of my life with. Now, I'm living with a whole new girl that I practically just met. But we're married.
Bro, we living with them. Legit, like, sleeping in the same bed.
Like, what does that even come? Like, what? How do we even engage it? Like, how does that? Do we go out on a date? Do we?
And listen, not only are you doing that, you're doing that in a tiny apartment, quote unquote, facility that they give you in the same building with the niggas that you came with. So your boyfriend could be on the floor above you with a whole next bitch. Your girl could be downstairs with a whole other nigga that you already been eyeing. Like, I don't fuck with this nigga, man. Look at this nigga's shoes. This nigga don't even know how to lace his fucking Timbs, nigga. What the fuck wrong with this nigga? Fuck out of here.
Fuck.
And then to advance it, so now you live with them for 3 weeks, and then you come back and you got to live with your fucking person for 3 weeks that you came with right after. Boy, even if nothing went down, that first night is awkward as fuck, boy. Like, the niggas that do this, if this isn't completely scripted, which it doesn't appear to be, but what they're doing with TV nowadays, you can't fucking call it. But the type of person that agrees to do this is wild if they're really in these relationships. So, great fucking garbage show, because that's what I call it. I call this garbage TV.
Yeah. They basically about to get the whole, the whole love and hip hop.
Oh yeah, they cornering the market, bro.
Yeah, they getting up out of here.
But they cornering the market on streaming, like, not on no television cable network. Like, this is some shit that niggas is binging. Oh well, now you know what? You can binge it now, but what's cool about how they release their show, they release that shit weekly. But just like how the Kanye shit was.
Yeah.
But they actually had 10 episodes, so 10 weeks of this shit.
Not to cut you off, but oh my God, bro. But could you imagine? Because I didn't, like I said, I just passed the first episode. I'm on the next episode, second episode. Could you imagine? I didn't notice anything, with the cast yet. But could you imagine if they had like you know where I'm going with this, like you know what I'm saying? Somebody from where we from.
Yeah.
Like a Cardi B-ish.
You know what? I forget who said it, but I forget. I will give him credit if I remember. It was a pod. I forget what pod I was listening to. But the nigga was saying, like, yo, it's a good show, but I would tweak it in 2 ways. I would either replace 3 people or add 3 more people. Add 2 real niggas and a ghetto chick. And keep everything the same.
Yep.
Because that's really what is missing. It is but you know why it ain't got that? Because they can't have a liability like that. But to keep it real and like to keep it how shit would really be going, you need that aspect. Because that's
you need
the
that.
world. That's the world you live in.
You need
But
the
you know,
world gotta see the world. The world needs to see that. Believe it or not, no matter how ignorant it may sound or look.
This is the part about it though that gets kind of weird though, because they got a nigga on the show that's the only dark skinned nigga, right? Tall nigga with tats. I forget his name. I think his name was Dre, J, one of them shits.
Yeah.
But he is, because you got to think they cast niggas for this show before it's even the show, right? So they know the temperament of the type of niggas they seen, they interview, they know what they gonna get when they put these niggas on the show.
Right.
So you look at all the black people on the show. It's a nigga that got a white mom. He mixed, so he's real. His temperament is real, like easy going, as it should be. Like as a normal motherfucker, you should be like that.
Yeah,
The
he like
other
a Terrence
nigga is
J.
real. You said what?
He like a Terrence J.
Oh, he like a Terrence J. Then you got another nigga that's he's like super light. He's like a LaMelo Black. I mean, he look white, but he black. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? You got that. You could, as a white person watching this shit, you could relate to him just from what you're looking at. And then you got the nigga. That's the nigga on the show. He's not out there, but he's kind of like and this is kind of where my only issue with the show came from, is with him. And it's not him particularly. I was hard on him, but I realized it's because they casted him to be that guy. Like he doesn't articulate himself well. He's very confrontational. He's not a good listener when it comes back. Like when he's talking to the women he's talking to, he cuts them off a lot. And I was hard on him because I was like, yo, this nigga's a dickhead. Like he don't know how to communicate, which he doesn't, but he was casted and put in that spot to be that guy. So I'm like, damn. Do I really feel this way, or did the show just do a good job to, you know what I mean, to make me feel that way?
Nah, bro.
So that's how
think
deep I got with that shit. But that's making that shit sad. I don't want to take it sad because this is a good show.
What really brought that show to the another next level heights, and like I said, spoiler alert, not to give away too much. What really kind of got me hyped but pissed off at the same time. So like I said, we explained it one way with all of the couples, but in that same light, in that sense, that person that crying and begging, because they want to be with their opposite partner, and they're giving them that ultimatum to be free and do that and whatever. That same person is wilding too.
Yeah. Word.
Bro, literally, and I don't want to highlight specifically which couple.
Yeah, and I was gonna say I didn't want to spoil, but as you continue to watch, boy, it gets wild. It gets really wild. Like,
yo, my head was
you
so
only one
buzzed.
episode
I'm like,
in.
huh?
Yeah, bro. You gonna see, my nigga. It get crazy, and like I said, I have 2 episodes to finish. There's the 9th episode, and then there's a reunion show, I believe. 10. I gotta watch 9 and 10. But great show. Ultimatum. If y'all haven't checked it out by now, it's on Netflix. It's a really, really good fucking show, man. This if you got some time to kill, if you ain't got nothing to watch, go ahead and check that out. Go ahead and check that out. But everything else here I got, man, I think I want to save it for next pod. There's a lot of shit we could deep dive on. But yeah, man, Ultimatum, that shit is really good show. Y'all should check that out. And for sure, Drugs, you gotta finish that shit. Cause like I said, I got a couple episodes left.
Nah, yeah,
we
gonna come back. Show. Yeah, we definitely gonna come back and recap this. This is something it's provocative. It'll get the people going.
Oh no, for sure, nigga. And I got mad takes. Like I said, I don't want to spoil nothing for you, but we gotta tell this nigga Marz to fuck with it too. So next pod we could definitely talk on that shit because there's a lot of takes that could come from this show. But as always, that was cracking the 80s. Now y'all niggas need to get the fuck up out of here. Like, you overstayed your welcome. Nigga, if you at work right now, you know your boss is looking for you. You done went over you went over your 30 minutes. Now you gotta go fucking clock in and take that walk of shame, and niggas gonna see you coming in late. But shout out to y'all for listening. Shout out to y'all for fucking supporting fucking cracking the 80s. I'm 2. Here with my nigga Drugs. Shout out to Marz. You'll be back next week, nigga. Hopefully you don't punch a nigga in the face this week.
Crack, crack, Mike, crack.